All right, Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey and welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. I'm over here messing with Max. He's like, why are you laying on me? He's like, I don't want you laying on me. And then here comes Chubber, or that's Mickey Mouse. Where you went, daddies? So Max went to the homestead today. We went out, we worked in the woods, took Minnie Mouse this morning. Max got to go this afternoon. Chubbs will be going tomorrow. We have, 7 more days until the forestry mulcher comes in and that gets going. And this is probably going to be the last video. Not in the aspect you think it's going to be. I don't want to be charged with boomer abuse. Now he's got his wet nose on my shirt. Boomer abuse in the aspect of, I know the boomers out there, they all need glasses. I know my videos are crappy, as in picture quality. Like, you boomers have to squint to try to see, and that's boomer abuse. So, I've been wanting to do it for a while. I haven't had the money. I still don't have the money. I got that camera that's back over there that I was talking about. I bought the battery and the charger for it. It's a 20 megapixel camera. But there's so many buttons and functions and everything on that camera. And I just I just don't have the time right now to sit there and try to figure out a new operating system type thing that I'm not used to. I haven't had a digital camera since I was little. Probably like 10 or 11 when I got a cheap one for Christmas one year when they were for kids back then. So I don't have the time to try to figure that out, let alone then I've got to try to take that card, get it onto my laptop, figure out the system on my laptop, to then try to get Power Director from the phone onto the laptop, and then try to figure out how to do the edits and all that on a laptop versus how I knew how to do it on my cell phone. And I just don't have time to figure out all the systems. So I went ahead. I shouldn't be doing this because I'm already paying all this interest and credit card fees for not paying the credit cards off each month because I don't have the money, because I keep doing all these deals trying to help everybody and do owner finance and things like that. I went ahead. I just put almost another $1,000 on my credit card. So I went on Walmart. I have Straight Talk as my service. And I know my Galaxy S8, everybody liked that. That had good picture quality. I didn't have streaming issues. It wasn't blurry, cutting out, all that type of stuff. And then when I busted that phone, I got this cheap phone that I have now for like $100. And when I send pictures, they're all grainy, pixelated. Half the times, if I do emails, it won't send properly through the emails. It's probably just because it's a cheap phone. They're not made for all this type of stuff. So I went ahead. I got the new, but not the newest, Galaxy S22. I didn't get the Plus or the Platinum or whatever, all those specialty phones, because the next one up was $999. The one after that was, I think, $1299, and then $1499 for the top phone. So this should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. This should be the last video of this quality, of the bad quality of this phone. So I just got an email from Walmart. I should have the new phone on the 9th. So today's 7th, 8th, 9th. So in 2 days, I should have the new phone. I'll got to figure out that system. That shouldn't be too bad because I've had Galaxies for over a decade now. So I know there's new technology to it. So take a little bit figuring, but it should be pretty much the same going across from my old phone to this phone to the newest phone. So I'm hoping to have better quality. This phone has 128 gigabyte of storage or whatever, where my Galaxy S8, there was only a couple times that I was coming close to I had to make videos and delete videos, but now that I'm paying for the Power Director, which that's another thing. I'm spending all this money on these stupid things like the Galaxy, or not the Galaxy, the Power Director thing for my phone. Hey, Alan, how you doing, Boomer? I'm paying for Power Director, and I haven't edited video in over a year. So I'm paying for something I don't even use. And so I'm hoping to get back to doing that. So I had the new phone. I also bought the OtterBox, which was like $60 for the new phone, because out on the homestay, if I drop it, everything else, I want to protect it. And then I wasn't sure what screen glass thing to put on the screen. So once I get the phone, I'll go to Walmart, because I know Walmart has all the screen protectors, and I'll get the screen protector to put across the screen so I don't scratch the screen all up. So I'm getting excited for that. And I'm excited that they're saying I'm going to get it by the 9th, because Forestry Mulching comes on the 14th. I'm hoping to get the phone. I'm hoping to get it charged up. I'm hoping to figure it out within a day or two, and then take the phone over there, and I want to film everything I've done, clear cutting what I've clear cut on the homestead, and then when he comes in, does the forestry mulching, I want to set up the tripod. I want to get some video of him actually doing the work, and then a video after the whole job is done, so everybody can see the process of what I'm going through. I'm kind of bummed, of course, I couldn't get video of it, just woods. This phone just doesn't have the storage capacity, and it's already telling me when I try to record a video already that I'm running out of data, because it's only got, I think, 6 gigs or something like that on this phone. So it totally sucks. So little by little, I'm going to get the channel back to where I was before. I'm going to get the quality back to where it was. I should video the eclipse. That's the thing in April, right? Since it's going to come right through St. Joe, Arkansas. It's part of a big thing the Chamber of Commerce here is talking about. I think that's the eclipse that's happening. I think it's April this upcoming year, and they're talking about we're going to have so many tourists and so many people here. Campgrounds and cabins and stuff like that are already booked out because this is supposed to happen. We're supposed to be almost the center of the entire thing of whatever's going to happen. Tonight, lunar eclipse, blood moon. Oh, well, you don't want me to record on this phone because you won't see nothing on this phone. It will just be black with a white dot. So hopefully with the new phone, I'll be able to get better videos. But once I get the new phone, I'm going to get back to where I was before. I'm going to create a new beginning to my videos. I'm going to create an end to my videos, and be able to set up the soundboard again so that way I can put music to some of the videos. I know a lot of people have asked why I won't do any more ride-alongs. Well, this phone is bad enough when it's sitting here on the tripod trying to pixelate, let alone trying to drive down the road, and it doesn't have the operating system or whatever to be able to keep up with the movement of the vehicle. Just like I did that pumpkin video on the back of the property, and just walking through, I had one of my subscribers talk about they couldn't see the video, and I went to look at it, and it's just pixelated. You couldn't see anything I've done back there. So I want to make the quality better, not just for you guys, but for me, because this is documenting my life and what's happening, and I want to be able to have memories I can see. So I know when I become a boomer, like some of you in 140 years or so, and my vision doesn't get that, or my vision starts going downhill, it's going to be bad enough to see regular, let alone a pixelated video. So I'm doing it for you guys. I'm doing it for me. And then eventually, once I can get this place sold and I have the house built on the homestead and I get moved to the homestead, then I will start looking at that camera back there, trying to figure out the camera, the little fuzzy mic things people get for the stuff to stop wind noise and all that type of stuff. And I'll try to get into a more production style videos, not where things are staged and I have a script and everything like that. But for those of you that have seen, I've mentioned many times throughout the years, my favorite subscriber, or my favorite person I'm subscribed to, is Boss of the Swamp. He was a multi-channel thing, and he got out that, and they copyrighted all his stuff. He had to rebuild his channel, and he's not in it to sell t-shirts. He's not in it for advertisements. He's in it just for his life. And his videos to me are so wholesome and real and not choreographed. And that's what I want to get my videos to. He has good picture quality, the way he cuts videos and manipulates the different ones, so you're not just seeing one steady stream. You get all different videos in one, and that's what I want to get to. I want to get to a high-end production type video, so that way when I'm looking back at my life, it is extremely pleasurable to watch, because it's not, I'm seeing all different pieces. And there was a thing years ago that I saw that somebody was talking about, you should take 10-second videos of something every single day, 3 times a day. So that way you have 30 seconds in a video for a day, and that gives you 3.5 minutes for the week. And then you combine it all together, and that covers your entire week in 3.5 minutes. And then you could do even less than that and stretch it out for the year. And then, you're only looking at like a half-hour video for the entire year. So you can see your whole year, whatever you find special in that 10 seconds each day, or 10 seconds 3 times a day throughout the day, to be able to just see those moments that you thought were most important to film, and be able to do that. And I'm thinking about doing something like that now. I know it was a trend for a while way back when. I'm thinking about doing that now that this new phone has 128 gigabytes. I've never had nowhere close to that. The Galaxy S8, I think, was 64. So double that. And I only came close to where I had to delete videos a couple times when I had so much data. Now with Power Director, I'm trying to figure out, and everybody knows I'm not a techie person, so this stuff will take me a while. Just like starting a little clip in the beginning of my videos. So my very first one was like 10 or 12 seconds long, and it took me 8.5 hours of trying to figure out how to place everything without it being all blurred and all that type of stuff. But I'm going to look at getting all that type of stuff together, get the picture quality, production value, and make the videos more entertaining in a way, but like I said, no shenanigans where I'm making a script and doing stupid stuff like some of these channels just to get views. So this should be the last video tonight. I don't think I'm gonna make another video before the 9th. And then, like I said, the 9th, the new phone comes in. I'll get that charged, get that up and going. I will do a test video on the new phone, so you guys can chime in, let me know how the quality is. And hopefully it's a lot better, and I can start making more videos on the homestead. I tend not to want to make videos because this phone just irritates me. The quality, the connection on it, and the slowness. Trying to go from one app to another and things like that, and just try to get a live stream going is a task, because it's delayed and it messes up. So that's it on the phone. Going into the next topic, I have an idea now on building my new residence. I know some people have told me I should build a spaceship. When I had the ranch, some people told me I should build an ark across the pond. So it's like Noah's Ark with all the animals that I have, and I could come out onto the pond in Colorado. Nope, don't want to be in a boat. Don't want a spaceship because I don't ever plan to leave this planet. I was thinking the cinder block house or underground house or something like that. But now I've changed my mind again. I have YouTube playing while I'm out clearing the woods, so I have something to listen to in the woods besides a breeze and animals, which is peaceful, but I like my music. I just like having something to listen to. And one of the videos was talking about building with concrete bags of concrete. And they stack the concrete bags, and it's just like cinder blocks, but 60-pound bags of Quikrete. Stack them all down. You tamp them down with a metal hand tamper just to get them semi-flat. Then you run rebar down through them, and then you wet the bags over the next 3 days so the concrete sets up and it interlocks into the rebar and is like Legos. It's really simple. You don't have to build forms to pour concrete. You're not mixing concrete. It's stacked, dry rebar, and you're done. And I really like that idea. So, for those of you that have heard of Bishop's Castle in Colorado, the guy's name is Jim Bishop. He built a castle on his property. It's open to the public. I've been there before. I think I showed videos on YouTube when I went to Bishop's Castle in the past. I'm not doing anything eccentric like he did. He was a welder and all that and did all different weird, crazy stuff, dragons out of the roof and things like that. But now that I'm thinking, the house site was always going to be on top of the property, on top of the mountaintop, where in the fall, the leaves behind it go away and you can see down the valley, and then there's one house across from me that I've showed in previous videos. I see one house on the ridge, on the mountain ridge on the other side of the valley, overlooking the back part. Now, since I'm going to have friends coming out, I have my grandparents talking about coming out, and then who knows if I start something else up in the future. But with the concrete bags being able to stack like Legos, it looks super simple, super easy. The walls will be 12 inches thick of concrete. So that's going to be the cooling effect. I'm thinking of Bishop's Castle. So I'm thinking on top of the mountain peak, overlooking my whole property, instead of going underground, I'm going to build a castle. Totally not a homesteading thing whatsoever to have a castle. I don't know any homesteading channels. I don't know any homesteaders that in the past have had a castle to live in. But I'm thinking a castle. And then on the inside, I'll put concrete anchors into the bags. After it hardens, I'll drill it, put in concrete anchors, put 1x1 fir strippings in, and then do tongue and groove pine on the walls. So you come up on it from the outside, it will have chicken wire. I'll cover the bags outside and then do stucco. So I'll have a castle look on the outside, come on the inside, and it will feel like a cozy cabin. It will be tongue and groove. I want to do some wood furniture, things I haven't done before. I've done the tongue and groove, but I haven't made wood furniture. I want to look at that. One of my favorite movies with Mel Gibson is, of course, Braveheart. That's my favorite. The other one was, I just had it on my tongue and now I can't think of it, The Patriot. And he's sitting there trying to figure out how to make a rocking chair. I have not made furniture. I think I'm going to try my hand at it. I have plenty of wood on the property. Black walnut, chestnut, cherry, all different type of wood on my property. So I'm thinking about making my own furniture for inside the homestead. Well, DT. I'm glad you made it. We're talking about how I'm contemplating building a castle now. I'll be, hopefully, maybe, the first homesteader with a castle. So, maybe I'll have Cleopatra and Caesar have windows in the castle with their heads sticking out. Me standing there with the Anatolians laid out in front, and that will be my new icon. Today's homesteader with the castle, camels looking out like dragons, and the Anatolian shepherds as the guard dogs at the drawbridge coming into the castle. And then one of my boomers I talked to tonight, he's of course asleep now because he's in Boston and he's got work in the morning. We need the kebab house, at least as a shed. Oh, I'm thinking all different stuff. When I was talking to the boomer in Massachusetts, I was telling him, knowing with the concrete bags, so what it started was they did the concrete bags, stacking them around a culvert, and showed flooding with big logs came through in a flood. Washed the driveway away, but the concrete bags stayed there. Nothing disappeared. The culvert didn't get washed away, but everything around, all the gravel, everything that was loose, gone. And the driveway, gone. But the culvert and the concrete bags on both ends were intact, no issues. That was the first video, and then I spent like 6 hours, stayed up till like 3, 4 in the morning, researching, doing all this. Then I talked to Dan, my neighbor back in Colorado that moved to Kansas, because he's dealt with concrete, and he thinks that it would work for a house. And then I saw retaining walls, and I'm like, well, if they can do big retaining walls, I should be able to do a house. And then the ideas are just sporadic. They're just bouncing all over. And so now I'm thinking all different things. So as I was talking to the boomer in Massachusetts, I'm thinking about doing 4 towers on the corners, doing the house as a rectangle that connects to the 4 towers. So the rounded corners will help if a tornado ever came through. Of course, you got a 12-inch concrete wall, a foot wall of concrete. That's going to stop a tornado right there with all the rebar and stuff going through, chicken wire attached to everything. But the rounded corners, the wind won't be able to catch the building like on just a square house. And then in the center, I'm thinking about going old style, back to the old English, Scottish days of castles, and having a courtyard in the center, but instead of like a courtyard, it's going to be a garden. So inside of my 4 walls, I have a garden in the center, and then, so here's the center, and then have windows all the way around on the inside. So no matter where I am at the house will be a circle, a square circle. I can look out of the glass and see the garden. I can put some bird feeders in there, do some flowers in there, do herbs. So I can just walk right out the door, sliding glass door, French doors, whatever I end up doing. I'll be able to pick fresh veggies, fresh herbs for dinner, for making lunch, for, whatever. It's right there. The flowers, it's going to smell good when I open the doors or windows. And then, of course, the concrete all the way around. That's nice and cool inside the house. The floor will be concrete. It's just, my ideas are going wild. Then I'm thinking outside of that, do a circle all the way around, maybe 3 foot tall, with 4 entrances. And then I'm thinking hooker culture beds as a semicircle on the curves. So then I could have 4 garden beds inside those walls and 4 pathways into the house, and then the big garden inside the house in the courtyard. So I'm just thinking of all these ideas. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, but it's something I'm looking forward to. So right now I'm getting ready to sell my rental house. I'm going to be getting ready to put my rental house on the market. I'm going to try to take that money. I'm going to pay off my credit cards for because I still got a lot of credit card debt. I got to get that taken care of. Then I want to buy some plywood to finish in here, or at least do a little bit of this wall in here. I'm going to rent a dozer, like I said, the 750 dozer. I want to get ponds put in throughout the property, and probably 2 more days of forestry mulching for before spring, summertime. And if the house sells, if the house doesn't sell right now, then this is different. And then I want to take about 10 grand, set that to the side, and I want to next winter, not this winter because I'm going to be out of time before March gets here, but next winter, I'm going to do a test because I don't know about the concrete bags. I don't know what mistakes I'm going to make, how I can make things better. The animals need shelter. I have done some temporary shelter. As soon as I get this new phone, I'm going to be showing. I've made a lot of adjustments at the homestead, but this phone don't work out there for whatever reason. It is just, it's bad. But hopefully with the new phone, I'll take video of all that. I'll show you what I got set up, so they got a lot more shelter this year than they had last year, but it's still not enough. So if I can get the rental house sold by next fall, 10 grand of that's going to go to concrete and rebar, and I'm going to build a barn for the animals on the property. I got to figure out where I'm going to do it, get all that figured out, get all that set up. But that will be my project for next year. So this year is clearing the woods, setting up another pen for the animals. Next year is going to be building a barn with the concrete bags, see how it goes, figure out what I need to tweak, change, or manipulate for building the castle. And then, of course, it's going to take me probably a couple years till I get to the castle point, because I don't get the bulk of my money from Colorado for 7 years. So that's going to be way out because I just sold the ranch in May. Yeah, because my first payment was in June. So it'd be a couple years, but next year, hopefully build the barn for the animals, doing the concrete bags. I'm going to film that. We're going to figure that out. That gives a couple years for it to settle and weather and everything else. So that way I got an idea of how it goes in a couple years. And then hopefully have the money in a couple years to at least get the walls for the house. With the concrete, the other great thing about doing the concrete bags is I can do the walls, save up the money, do the walls for the castle, or do 2 walls for the castle, and it can sit there. It's not like a timber framed house or stud framed house that's going to sit out in the weather. The wood's going to warp, it's going to mold, it's going to deteriorate, get sun damage. Concrete is concrete. It's going to be there for 50 to 100 years. So that's the other great part about doing these concrete bags. I can do a wall here, I can do a wall there, save up money and do it piece by piece. And then when I have the money, put the roof on, put the doors in, the windows. And then, of course, I want to get solar. I'm going to do rain catchment again. I'm going to do all different things. So this journey is really, really going to pick up some steam now. And I have a little bit more exciting news about a homesteading type community that is getting ready to happen, and how I'm about ready to lose a big section of my homestead. I'm going from 120 acres down to 90 acres, down to 85 acres, and we're going to see where it goes from there. So I'm going to be talking about that in another video. I just want to throw that out there. I wasn't going to talk about it right now, but I figured I'm going to throw that out there, that part of the homestead is getting sold, going under contract. And there's another story for another day on that. So for those of you that curiosity killed the cat, you guys might be dead by the time that video comes back around, because it's going to at least be 2-3 days until I get the new phone. And then I got some other stuff I want to cover before I even get back into that. But that gives you a little cliffhanger to hang on to and try to figure out what is going on, why am I losing land, and what's happening with it being sold slash under contract slash homesteading community happening. So some exciting times are around the corner. Not just about building castles, not just about a better phone, better video quality, not just homesteading community things happening. Trespassers, I've got that to talk about too. Had trespassers on the homestead, and my neighbor had some damage done by them, and all different things are happening. So these are just some tidbits I'm throwing out there. Get that curiosity rolling, because I have a lot of content, a lot of things coming up that I want to talk about, go over. A lot of changes that are going to be happening. And then, of course, we're getting closer to end of the year. So I'll be doing the end of the year in review. And then New Year's new goals will be popping up shortly thereafter. Can we post channel links here? In here? I believe you can, DT. I don't have any mods or anything like that. I'm not a big channel. I only got 3,600 subscribers. However, my firewood video is still my #1 video, which I'm going to be doing a part 2 to that video now that I'm in a different climate, different culture, with hardwood instead of softwood, because that firewood video is my only viral video that I have out of all the videos I have. And last time I checked, it was like 600,000, and I think it's a lot higher now. It worked. Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen anything except that question that it worked. So hopefully it did what you needed it to do. This guy has some videos on aircrete. Yeah, I've seen aircrete. It's I don't think aircrete's as strong. Doing 60-pound solid concrete bags. Same thing with cinder blocks. You saw in the house that I built, the 2-story house. Yeah, aircrete. Yeah, I seen all that. I like all the aircrete and all those ideas, and the foam and all that type of stuff. I just don't think it's as strong as heavy, hard, solid. And with me being in a tornado area, and I mean, we're not real big on tornadoes. Half of Arkansas was under tornado watch the other day, or warning, and tornadoes went above us and below us. And St. Joe is normally lucky. Everything splits around the ridges and goes up to Missouri border north and down Louisiana to the south through Clinton, that area. Marshall, Arkansas gets a lot of hail and everything. It's south of us. It's on the other side of the river. It just splits around us. But St. Joe did have that big tornado here, which I found some grave markers on the homestead. So that's another thing I got to bring up in one of my videos. I was going to do that for Halloween, and I never got around to that. But there was a tornado that hit here. It was one of the biggest ones. It was 37.5 miles long. It went through multiple counties, and it actually went right by my homestead, 2 miles down the road, took out a house, the Yancey's house, and part of their roof is still on the homestead, along with a bunch of other stuff, grave markers and things like that, that got picked up by the cemeteries and everything else. So I do want something a lot stronger in case something happens. And heck, look at England, look at Scotland, look at Germany. The castles are still there. So if I build a castle, I think I'll be in pretty good hands. So that's what I'm going to do. And like I was getting ready to say, the house I built in Colorado, all the cinder blocks, I filled every single void with concrete and rebar. It was well over engineered. And like I was talking to the boomer in Massachusetts, I'd rather over engineer something than under engineer, and really make this a big thing. So I plan on quarry some stone. Oh, I have tons of stone. And that was my buddy Steve from Colorado. He moved to Michigan, and now he's looking at coming down to Arkansas. So that's going to be another video I'm going to talk about. I might have my buddy moving down here. I was passing, this was my idea previous to the concrete bags now. Now, of course, this could all change. The castle idea, I think I'm pretty locked in on the castle now, because that just, who do you know that would be a homesteader with camels, Azores, alien, and has a castle in Arkansas? It just doesn't happen, and I just think that's amazing. But previous to the concrete bags, I was talking to Steve about doing Gabion basket house and doing like a 3-foot thick Gabion wall, since it's loose rock, because I had tons of rock on the property. I could just drive around in the pickup truck throwing rocks into the back of the truck, drive up to the basket, and then just push all the rocks out. So I have plenty of rock I don't even have to quarry. I have plenty of rock on the homestead, and I'll show that after the forestry mulching happens. Well, you've seen some of the videos in the animal pen, all the white rock. But I was thinking about doing a Gabion style basket house, but then like he said, even if I stucco it, the rocks are loose. It's not a solid base. So if a tornado hit it, it might suck that wiring or whatever somehow, and then the rocks are loose, and then it could be projectiles, and that could cause issues. So the Gabion basket went out of the idea basket, and I went back to the cinder block or in-ground house. But I'm thinking if I do the castle, I'm not down in the ground, so I don't have to worry about the moisture, the dampness, and everything else mixing into the concrete walls. Well, what I'm going to do is stack 60-pound bags of concrete. So you just stack bag, then you overlap in the center, bag, overlap in the center, so on and so forth. Just like you do cinder blocks, you overlap all the gaps, or not the gaps, but where they come together. You put the next one over. And so I'm not going to be mixing concrete. I'm not going to be mixing anything. I'll have the chicken wire on the outside and then stucco it. And then it's a solid, the chicken wire is attached to all the concrete bags. All the bags are rebarred all the way through. And then Dan told me to run rebar through the sides. So I have side strength and up and down strength. And then the chicken wire on the outside is all attached, so then it's one big mass. So for a tornado to move that, it would be hard. And then, like I was talking to the boomer in Massachusetts, I was thinking with the bags not being attached to each other because you have paper in between, which Dan was a little weary about that, because you're not getting the bags aren't attached like blocks are with mortar. They still have the rebar, so they're still attached, but just not fully attached. I was saying if an earthquake or something happened, the bags would have a little bit of give because you still have the rebar down through the bags. The bags wouldn't be attached, but they could move, slightly or whatever. So I would think, like in Asia, some of those buildings, they're built with gapping or something like that. I remember seeing that a long time ago when I was looking at earthquake stuff, because Alaska has a lot of earthquakes, and I was looking into designing stuff in Alaska for earthquakes. And I believe in Asia they do some type of gapping, so there is that little bit of play. And that's why I think the concrete bags would be better, because like my boomer in Massachusetts said, when cinder blocks get hit by an earthquake, you see the cracks down the line of the cinder blocks because it follows the mortar joints and cracks it out. Since they're not mortared, I won't have those cracks. The bags will just slightly move, and that's it, because there's rebar all the way down. Everything's connected around. So that's my ideas for tonight. Been on here almost 40 minutes, so I hope everybody has a great week. I have some more forestry mulching to do. He'll be here the 14th. New phone comes in hopefully on the 9th. Kind of happy I got it. Kind of not, because that's more credit card debt. But, it is what it is. We got to do what we do to make good videos. And I do want to get back into videos. And then I'll be going over end of the year coming up next month in December. So that's going to break down what happened this year, what I didn't accomplish, what I did get accomplished, and some of the new changes. And then the new year, new goals will be popping off the first day or two of January. And I've got some big goals for 2023. So I hope everybody has a great night. I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up if you can. If you want to share it, share it. If not, I don't mind that either. Everybody else in here is doing their thing. Mr. Max there, Chubbs is chewing on bones, Minnie's in there, and Mickey Mouse is back there in the bed. So enjoy your week. Do something proactive. Get something going on your homestead. And Mickey Mouse is in the bed. He is actually right there on the ground in the pile of bones. So, cheers to you, DT. Enjoy your week. Take care. And remember, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. Enjoy.